So there's always a mask.
Yes.
Because at some level you knew if people really saw my personal truth or they knew the ugly part of where I've been, they would reject me for sure.
Yeah.
Now,
Hide at all costs.
you grew up in a religious family and it was very rigid in terms of you didn't watch much TV, if ever. There wasn't like dating and
No,
I mean, this
Lord,
was like,
no.
do you think in retrospect that failed to prepare you for some of the things that you were going to have to deal with?
I wish I'd met you.
Yeah.
I feel so seen in this moment. Absolutely. In September of 2002, I moved out on my own, financially, fully, independent.
Just when you went to Miami?
This was when I went to Miami.
That's a big shift.
Yes. It went, it was a little bit intense. I don't think it really hit me until my uncle actually drove a lot for work, and he drove me down and he helped me unload my little Rubbermaid tubs out on the side of the road. And I remember watching his taillights in that white truck driving off into the sunset, and I realized I'd always kind of felt I was alone, but I actually was alone now. And in no way was I prepared for what my life would become.
Was that a shock to your system?
I quickly found out that, you have to pay for things like toilet paper when you're on your own. Yeah. Money runs out really quickly. And I talked to my agency, and they were able to get me in there answering phones and saving money that way. So I started to have a little bit of structure immediately, where I had to go to a job every day, and they would let me go out for castings whenever I had to. So that did keep a little bit of distance between me and this wild world. But I mean, I was going to nightclubs at 15 years old. They weren't checking IDs then. I'm like, girls are doing, guys are giving girls cocaine, and all this stuff was happening in front of me. I never drank. I never did any drugs, anything. Actually, my first drink, I had a glass of wine on my 30th birthday. So I ended up, I think that was a saving grace for me. And I think it had to do with maybe one of those protective altars, I don't know, but was like, you will not be in an altered state of mind. You have to watch your back. And even though it wasn't gonna tell me why I had to watch my back, the memories were off limits. I was very street smart, even for a kid who had been as sheltered as I was.
There's often an executive or an administrator type altar. Do you have you identified somebody that kind of runs let's keep some order here?
Now, I have integrated these altars, and integration happened for me about 1.5 years into PTSD treatment.
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.